Imagine that your mind is akin to a vast, flourishing garden, silent, obedient, and perpetually expanding. However, there's an unsettling reality that you must confront. This garden does not distinguish between the seeds you sow. Whether you plant seeds of success or those of failure, it will nurture whatever you provide. At this very moment, you might be unknowingly cultivating the very fears and limitations you wish to avoid. What if the unseen force that shapes your life isn't mere fortune, but the thoughts you allow to take root in your mind? The pressing question is, what are you unconsciously nurturing? In mere moments, I will share with you how to harness this powerful principle. What you focus on, you attract. This invisible law dictates that you become that which you frequently contemplate. Envision, for a brief moment, your mind as a grand garden, unaffected by the nature of the seeds you choose to plant. Whether you choose to cultivate seeds of success and hope, or seeds of doubt, fear, and failure, bear in mind, whatever you plant will take root and grow. This is the fundamental law that governs our lives. It is the guiding principle behind the idea that what you focus on, you attract. Your thoughts hold a dynamic power. They are not passive or idle. Instead, they act as magnets, characterized by form, energy, and influence. They dictate not just your emotions, but shape the very circumstances of your existence. Consider this: a person who incessantly fixates on poverty and scarcity will find their life characterized by misery and hardship. Conversely, someone with equal potential who fosters a mindset filled with visions of opportunity, abundance, and self-belief will naturally draw prosperity and support into their life. This occurrence is not mere chance. It is a direct consequence of definiteness of purpose, combined with definiteness of thought. You are either consciously crafting your existence or unconsciously allowing the weeds to thrive in that mental garden. I vividly recall mentoring a young man once consumed by a belief that he was destined for failure, a belief instilled in him by his father's words. Day after day, his thoughts centered around inadequacy. With a downcast gaze and slumped shoulders, he repeatedly uttered words like, "I can't," "It's impossible," and "It's too hard." At one point, I pointedly told him, "If you continue to nourish those weeds of failure, you can't expect to witness the blooming of beautiful roses." That conversation marked a turning point for him. Bit by bit, he began to replace those weeds with seeds of faith, starting each day with affirmations such as, "I am capable," and "I am destined for more." His world did not transform overnight, but gradually and steadily, he grew into a man of influence, wealth, and peace. The lesson here is both simple and profound. If you wish to change your life, begin by transforming what occupies your thoughts. Focus on health, and health will find you. Concentrate on opportunity, and doors of possibility will open. Embrace kindness, and friendships will flourish. Commit to growth, and the pathways to success will unfold before you. Remember, nature is indifferent to whether you sow seeds of poison or of healing. It will merely return what you have chosen to plant. So, take a moment for introspection. What seeds am I currently planting in the garden of my mind? The reflection of your self-belief is powerful. You will never rise above the image you hold of yourself. No man has ever transcended the limits of their own self-image. Never has, never will. You may outwork everyone around you, possess an excellent education, and exhibit enviable skills. Yet, if your image of yourself is small, if you perceive yourself as unworthy, incapable, or unlucky, your life will consistently yield results that mirror that image. I have often sat across from individuals whose voices trembled with uncertainty, as they confessed, "I just don't believe I'm meant for success." In those moments, I would share this singular truth. That belief is the first and most formidable obstacle you must conquer. Your subconscious mind accepts every thought, every word, and every belief. You feed it as reality, without questioning its validity. It merely accepts your input and goes to work manifesting those beliefs into your life. Consider a man who sees himself as unlucky. He walks with his head down, failing to notice the open doors, the opportunities around him. Overcome by doubt, his decisions waver, and he extends a weak handshake. Is it any wonder that chances slip through his fingers? His beliefs crystallize into his lived reality. Let me offer you an inspiring story of transformation. Once, there was a humble shoe clerk, timid, uncertain, and largely overlooked. One day, he made a pivotal decision. I will become a man of influence. I will emerge as a leader. Each day, he nurtured his mind with affirmations of strength, capability, and faith. Over time, through his unwavering commitment, his demeanor transformed. With newfound confidence, he began to command respect and was sought after for his insights. The outer world merely reflects back the beliefs you hold about yourself. When you believe you are destined for greatness, the universe conspires to help you achieve it. When you convince yourself you are destined to fail, the world arranges itself accordingly. I challenge you to reflect upon this. When you look in the mirror, whom do you see? More importantly, who have you chosen to become? Change that internal image, and everything outside of you begins to transform as well. The power of definite goals. Focus begets fortune. A ship without a rudder is tossed aimlessly by the winds. In the same way, a man without clear goals drifts aimlessly, beholden to whims of chance, circumstance, and the opinions of others. No factor, I assure you, will shape the quality of your life more profoundly than the goals you establish for yourself. When your mind is directed toward a specific destination, it becomes a magnet for the necessary resources, people, ideas, and opportunities needed to achieve that goal. This is the invisible force of focus in action. I have stood in the presence of some of the wealthiest industrialists, and a common thread unites them all. They possess a crystal-clear vision of what they want. Not vaguely, not someday, but with unwavering clarity and precision. A man once approached me, lamenting about his perpetual misfortunes, and I asked, "What precisely do you desire?" He hesitated, stumbled, and stammered a vague wish to be better off. I shook my head, explaining that the world does not respond to ambiguous dreams. It thrives on defined ambitions. Your mind operates like a heat-seeking missile. When you designate a clear target, it adjusts its focus, honing in with laser precision. Distractions diminish, self-doubt subsides, and the path ahead clears. Let me recount the story of Andrew Carnegie, the magnate of steel. Rising from nothing, his singular goal was to become the richest man in the world. Not from greed, but to demonstrate the power of intention and use that wealth for the betterment of humanity. He committed every thought, every action to this goal until it materialized. The takeaway? For you to become successful, fulfilled, or wealthy, you must first delineate what that success entails for you. Vague aspirations yield vague results, while precise goals invite precise outcomes. Write them down, recite them daily, and burn them into your mind until every fiber of your being believes them. Focus creates fortune, now and always. The unshakable power of faith. Belief is the key that unlocks the door to achievement. I must emphasize this timeless truth. Faith is the cornerstone of all accomplishment. Without it, even the most meticulous plans falter. With faith, there are no insurmountable challenges. However, faith transcends simple wishing. It is not passive hope. It is a profound, unwavering conviction that your desires are not only possible, but inevitable. Faith is the immeasurable certainty that sets unseen forces into motion. I've witnessed individuals of modest beginnings ascend to extraordinary heights, not due to exceptional talent or resources, but because they possessed a fierce faith that no setback could extinguish. There was once a boy, the son of a poor farmer, who aspired to be a great speaker. He faced ridicule from his peers and scorn from teachers. Lacking connections and wealth, yet every morning he would confidently declare before his mirror, "I am a speaker. I am a leader." He practiced, persevered, and years later, his words would move nations. Why? Because his belief never wavered. Faith transforms setbacks into stepping stones. Where the fearful see failure, the faithful recognize opportunity. The secret lies in understanding that faith must be nurtured daily. It is not a possession acquired once and for all. It is a discipline, a muscle that strengthens through consistent use. Each time you affirm your goals, visualize their achievement, and speak as though what you desire is already yours, you reinforce the powerful force of faith, rendering yourself unstoppable. The power of persistence. Refusing to quit ensures that you cannot be defeated. A simple yet profound rule dictates success more than talent, luck, or education. The individual who refuses to give up cannot be vanquished. Persistence serves as the master key that unlocks every door. Present me with a person who has achieved greatness, and I will show you someone who has experienced failure, disappointment, and rejection, yet rose each time with greater resolve. I recall vividly the story of Colonel Sanders. At an age when most retire, he carried with him a secret recipe for fried chicken and an indefatigable spirit. He knocked on doors, facing rejection over 1,000 times. 1,000 times. But he persisted. Eventually, someone said yes. And that singular yes morphed into an empire. Why? Because he simply refused to concede defeat. Persistence is not mere stubbornness. It entails adjusting your sails and refining your methods while steadfastly pursuing your goal. It is the quiet determination that whispers, "Try again," even when life shouts to give up. Life will invariably test you, assessing your commitment to what you claim to desire. This testing is not punitive. It serves to fortify, distinguishing the truly devoted from the casually interested. When you persist, unseen forces align in your favor. Closed doors swing open, individuals who formerly overlooked you become allies, and once impossible opportunities unfold before you. So I implore you, be relentless, be unwavering. The individual who persists wields the power to shape their destiny. The mastery of discipline. Discipline serves as the silent architect of success. Let me clarify this often overlooked truth. Discipline bridges the gap between thought and action. Without discipline, even the grandest visions remain unfulfilled. Far from being a form of punishment, discipline represents the greatest gift you can offer yourself. A force capable of shaping your future. A man may yearn for wealth, health, and happiness. However, that desire is rendered meaningless without the discipline to act. I have encountered many individuals whose minds brimmed with lofty aspirations, ambitions to become renowned scholars, inventive creators, or influential leaders, all hindered by their struggle to implement even the smallest actions toward those dreams. These individuals find themselves trapped in the realm of someday. Discipline is deceptively simple to articulate, yet mighty in application. It embodies the capacity to do what must be done, regardless of how you feel at the moment. It is the gentle voice that beckons you to rise with the dawn, while your body pleads for more rest. It empowers you to pick up a book instead of succumbing to distractions. It insists on choosing the hard right over an easy wrong. I once met a man named Samuel, born into adversity, facing insurmountable odds. Despite these challenges, he possessed one irreplaceable advantage: unyielding discipline. He arose before sunrise, honed his craft, saved diligently, treated his body with respect, and spoke only of potential. Over time, his devoted discipline materialized into mastery, and mastery translated into wealth. Samuel's fortune was not born from a singular monumental event, but from 10,000 small, disciplined choices. Understand that discipline compounds. Each day of disciplined action strengthens your resolve. Like a muscle, it may initially feel weak, but through consistent practice, it transforms into an unbreakable force. The individual who disciplines their mind governs their destiny. Conversely, one who neglects discipline finds themselves constantly at the mercy of external circumstances. Temptations will always abound. The easy route, the shortcut, the distractions, all beckoning you to rest, delay, or quit. Yet the disciplined individual replies, "Not today. My future requires more from me." Ask yourself, what small act of discipline can you initiate today? Perhaps it's committing to wake up at a consistent hour, or designating a portion of your earnings for savings. Maybe it's choosing your words with care, speaking only of what you intend to create. Discipline liberates you, freeing you from chaos, regret, and the hollow existence of those who drift aimlessly. Master yourself, and you master your fate. The unseen power of environment. The company you keep profoundly influences your journey. Here is an age-old truth. A person often becomes the average of the 5 individuals they spend the most time with. Your environment is not neutral. It's either propelling you upward or dragging you downward. Surround yourself with those who discuss opportunity, who are solution-oriented, who pursue growth, and you will naturally rise to meet that standard. In contrast, if you find yourself amidst skeptics, those who mock ambition or dwell in complaint, you will gradually, almost imperceptibly, become just like them. I remember visiting a small town during my early years of study, where I encountered 2 brothers, identical by birth, but starkly different in fortune. One thrived as a successful merchant, while the other succumbed to a life of alcoholism. Upon inquiring about their lives, the successful brother revealed, "I chose to engage with individuals who debated ideas, business, and philosophy. As for my brother, he fell in with those who lamented what the world owed them. There lies no mystery. Birds of a feather flock together. The conversations you engage in, the habits you witness daily, the social standards of those around you, all evolve into your own behaviors over time. A toxic environment drains your energy, contaminates your thoughts, and normalizes mediocrity, while a thriving environment inspires, challenges, and nurtures growth. This does not imply that you must sever ties with everyone in your life, but it does necessitate thoughtful consideration of who influences your mindset. Seek out mentors, individuals whose lives embody your aspirations. Surround yourself in settings where ambition is championed, integrity is valued, and excellence is standard. Remember, the greatest fortunes are often not solitary achievements. They are fostered by a mastermind group, trusted connections committed to uplifting one another, exchanging ideas, holding each other accountable, and refining one another as iron sharpens iron. Thus, I encourage you to contemplate. Who do you share your meals with? Who do you trust with your thoughts? What conversations dominate your evenings? Are these influences building you up or silently undermining your potential? Surround yourself with greatness, and the path to greatness becomes not just plausible, but inevitable. The resilience factor, turning adversity into advantage. Adversity is the one constant companion in life that isn't selective. It does not discriminate based on wealth, status, age, or privilege. It visits everyone uninvited. It is vital to recognize that adversities do not define you, but offer opportunities for growth. When challenges arise, they often present the chance for you to rise, to adapt, and to innovate. In conclusion, understanding the intricate weaving of thought, belief, focus, discipline, and environment empowers you to take charge of your destiny. This knowledge serves as a guiding light through both the highs and lows of life's journey, transforming adversities into fertile grounds for success and possibilities, making greatness achievable and inevitable. Now, take a moment to reflect upon your thoughts, your goals, and the environment surrounding you. What will you choose to cultivate in your own remarkable garden of the mind? Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more motivational content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message.